Yo, what's up guys? Back with another video, back with another banger. Today I want to talk to you guys about pride. I was reading this one chapter of the Bible. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I was reading this one chapter of the Bible, Ezekiel 31, and it was just describing how Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Wow. Man, it was just describing how the king of Egypt was like so prideful because he was ruling over a nation that was like glorious. It was mighty. The chapter even describes it as the glory, the majesty of this tree, this nation, Egypt. The majesty of it is uncomparable. Not even the great trees in the Garden of Eden could be compared with the majesty of this tree. And because of King of Egypt, because of the pride that he has gained from ruling over such a nation, because of him completely disregarding the fact that God was the one who blessed this nation. God was the one who brought this nation to be such a successful place, to be such a glorious place. Because of the King of Egypt's arrogance to the fact that God was the one who actually brought this nation up to where it is now. Because of his arrogance and his pride, God cut down that tree. But I love the way that this chapter actually paints pride, like how God sees pride and what is the payment for pride, because pride is powerful. It's powerful to the point of where it can make you powerless. Yes, I'm gonna say that again. Pride is so powerful that it can make you powerless. Ezekiel chapter 31. In the 11th year, So Ezekiel 31 says, in the 11th year, in the 3rd month, on the 1st day, the word of the Lord came to me. Son of man, say to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to his hordes, who can be compared with your majesty? Consider Assyria, once a cedar in Lebanon, with beautiful branches overshadowing the forest. It towered on high, its top above the thick foliage. The waters nourished, deep springs made it grow tall. Their streams flowed all around its base, and sent their channels to all the trees of the field. So it towered higher than all the other trees of the field. Its bogs increased, and its branches grew long, spreading because of the abundant water. All the birds of the sky nested in its bogs. All the animals of the wild gave birth under its branches. And all the great nations lived in its shade. It was majestic in beauty with its spreading bogs, for its roots went down to abundant waters. The cedars in the garden of God could not rival it, nor could the junipers equal its bogs, nor could plane trees compare with its branches. No tree in the garden of God could match its beauty. I made it beautiful with abundant branches, the envy of all the trees of the Garden of Eden, the garden of God. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says: because the great cedar towered over the thick foliage, and because it was proud of its heights, I gave it into the hands of the ruler of the nations, for him to deal with it according to its wickedness. I cast it aside, and made the most ruthless of foreign nations cut it down, and left it. Its bogs fell on the mountains and in all the valleys. Its branches lay broken in all the ravines of the land. All the nations of the earth came out from under its shade and left it. All the birds settled on the fallen tree, and all the wild animals lived among its branches. Therefore, no other tree by the waters are ever to tower proudly on high, lifting their tops above the thick foliage. No other trees so well watered are ever to reach such a height. They are all destined for death, for the earth below, among mortals who go down to the realm of the dead. This is what the sovereign Lord says: on the day it was brought down to the realm of the dead, I covered the deep springs with mourning for it. I held back its streams, and its abundant waters were restrained. Because of it, I clothed Lebanon with gloom, and all the trees of the field withered away. I made the nations tremble at the sound of its fall, when I brought it down to the realm of the dead, to be with those who go down to the pit. Then all the trees of Eden, the choicest of Lebanon, and the best of Lebanon, the well-watered trees, were consoled in the earth below. They too, like the great cedar, had gone down to the realm of the dead, to those killed by the sword, along with the armed men who lived in its shade among the nations. Which of the trees of Eden can be compared with you in splendor and majesty? Yet you too will be brought down with the trees of Eden in the earth below. You will lie among the uncircumcised, with those killed by the sword. This is Pharaoh and his hordes, declares the sovereign Lord. If that doesn't bring a wow to your lips, then I don't know what will. Because wow. Wow. It's just the way pride here is being painted. It's like when God brings you to a point of where you are successful and you do not acknowledge the fact that he was the one who brought you this far, and you come to a point of where when you get praise, you don't redirect it to God. You don't bring God praise. You don't glorify God in the space that He put you in, that success that He has placed you in, that pedestal that He has placed you upon. If you don't bring glory to Him on that pedestal, and you decide to actually take pride in the fact that you're successful, believing that you are the one that brought you to that point of success, then you have become prideful. I mean, this very chapter says that because of the abundance of water that has been placed around this tree, at the base of this tree, it grew as high as it did. So if it wasn't for all that water that has been placed there, the water that God has placed there at that specific place, at the base of that tree, if it wasn't for that water that has been placed there by God, that tree would have never grown as big as it was. And this was not a physical tree, by the way. This is Egypt. So the point is that there are some things in life that you just cannot cause to happen. The chances of you being successful is a 50-50 chance. And the only person that decides whether you are successful or not is God. So at the end of the day, you have to glorify Him when you are made successful, because He is the one who brought you to a point of being successful. We need to be careful of being that tree. There's nothing wrong with being successful, right? God actually wants us to be successful. But it becomes wrong, it becomes sin when you decide to not glorify God in your success. When you decide to boast in your success. When you decide to say that I was the one who brought myself here. That's when it becomes pride. So stay humble, yeah, and be careful to not become like that tree. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, as you guys can see, my camera, my mic, and my lighting is not the best of the best. So if you guys would like to contribute to the channel, and if you guys would like to support whatever I'm doing on this channel, I'm also trying to make this, I'm trying to make YouTube, I'm trying to make a living out of YouTube, trying to make money from YouTube to be able to actually sustain myself. So I'm trying to build myself a future with this as well. So if you guys would like to support the channel, support the ministry, support whatever I'm doing here, feel free to donate to my PayPal. Link is in my bio.